So, one day last spring, as spring was warming to summer, I was cooking eggs in a frying pan. When I see 5 of those itty bitty little ants go marching across the tile floor in my kitchen, single file, headed directly for my trash, where fresh coffee grounds and last night's scraps abound. And since I'm a guy, well, I just stepped on him with my sneaker. End of story. Only Lois, that chick I had hanging around back then, wanted to start in with me, boy, about how I was a merciless, cruel-hearted bastard of a human beast. Because I just squished a bunch of those itty-bitty little ants. You know, the ones that are about this big. And Lois was having herself a hissy fit over it. So I turns to her and I says, "Lois," I says, "pipe down, would you? Don't you understand? Those were scouts. If even one of them were to have made it back to the ant colony, well, I'd have me a frickin' ant caravan a mile long. Coming and going. Going and coming. From my little trash can here in the kitchen, all the way back to where they came from." To which Lois replied, "What? You goddamn bastard of a beastie man. How could you? How could you? They were only doing their jobs. They were just little ones." To which I replied, "Well, I'm trying to send a message back to where they came from, Lois, dear, that none who venture here ever return alive." Now, in days following, it occurred to me that the only reasonable explanation was that in Lois's mind at that time, back at the ant colony, there was a certain Staff Sergeant York who was getting to be too old to be a soldier ant anymore. So middle management made him an overseer. And he stands at the entrance to the ant colony with his little clipboard. And he clocks out all the scouts as they go out to scout. Clocks them all back in again when they return. 12-hour shifts. Staff Sergeant York is quite distraught. As well he should be. Scout Team Victor, with Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova, are way overdue. Way overdue. While the other scout teams are returning on time, according to schedule, and the night is falling. And so of every scout team that is returning, Staff Sergeant York inquires, Page, Swanson, McDermott, have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova? And they all reply, why no, Staff Sergeant, we haven't. McDermott pipes up, they're not in our sector, Staff Sergeant. Very well, carry on, says Staff Sergeant York. Under his breath. Where could they be? You're not worried, are you, Sarge? Asks Page, leader of Scout Team Scrupulous. Nah, don't worry, they'll turn up, says Staff Sergeant York. As he looks yet again at his watch. Oh, you didn't know that about ants, did you? Yeah, they wear watches. So, in order to appear nonchalant about it, Staff Sergeant York remarks, say, why don't you guys go chow down? Get yourselves some shut-eye. Which is impossible for an ant. They don't have eyelids. Lame-ass comedy routine. I figured I could just throw that in there. Why not? After all, this whole thing is anthropomorphicological anyways. No pun intended. Oh, wait a minute. Of course that pun was intended. You do realize I'm making all this up, don't you? Actually, I'm lying. Ants do no such things. So anyway, finally, the last crew arrives, and we're about to witness the final curtain. As all hope fails. Garcetti, Jorgensen, Jenkins, and Shorty. Yeah, even ants have nicknames. And Shorty, yeah, he's on the short side, even for those itty-bitty little ants. And the Sarge pipes up, Garcetti, have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova? Puts Garcetti on the spot. Now there's nothing for it. So he lets him have it straight up. Didn't you know, Sarge? Haven't you heard? Scout Team Victor. All of them. Great Wall with the giant crack in it, 9 clicks north of here, around 09:30 this morning. Scout Team Victor, all of them, were last seen disappearing into that crack. You know the one, Staff Sergeant, as should every ant in this colony. It's the one where none who venture there ever return alive. Just a half a mile north of the border, lived a humble gal, tired feet taking orders. Every day of her life passed by in solitude and grace. As the sun went down, it rose again at pace. Now destiny was playing cards with his budding fortune. Lost in her hand, exceeding table stakes, and the powers that be cut a deal with Lady Luck and fate. That fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. Oh, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me, so gotta pick up their sleeve if we only believe. Darling, I've come to take you away from this place. When she asked him his name, he replied, just call me Ace. Oh, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still gotta trick up the sleeve if we only believe. Years have gone by and she has never regretted a second. My, how everything changed from the moment adventure beckoned. Now from dawn until dusk every day, she has everything it takes. And all over the world she is simply known as the Face. Whoa, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. Still gotta trick up the sleeve if we only believe. Now in a little cafe just a half a mile north of the border, at a quiet little table in a dusty talking corner, Fate's dealing cards, Lady Luck is looking over his shoulder, and fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. Yes, fortune must pay every penny that destiny takes. drink liquid rust for breakfast. Mix it in with gasoline. And then I chew on old men's bones for lunch, baby. Yeah, I grease them down with Vaseline. And what I eat for dinner, oh, bounces around like a trampoline. I got a junk food diet, baby. Oh, worst case I've ever seen. Yeah, it's worse than sugar, baby. It's worse than caffeine. It's even worse than smoking, baby. 10 times worse than nicotine. It's those polytriglycerides and that DHT. I got a junk food diet, baby. Oh, worst case I've ever seen. Tried to kick him more than once or twice, baby. I just could not get free. And then I had me a blood sugar crisis, baby. In the end, it nearly took me. Then came my hour of decision. I had them junk food diet, heebie-weebie, heebie-cheepie. Oh yeah. I got a junk food diet, baby. Oh, worst case I've ever seen. Oh, I forgot to mention. Lois and I broke up shortly after that itty bitty little ants incident or episode or whatever you want to call it, as heartfelt soulmates sometimes do. Last I heard, she's dating some guy who's trying to save the whales, which makes more sense. You went for that? Yeah, when ants wear watches. Now later on, of course, most of these songs translate well into, big time rock and roll genres. So I want to form a big group, get everybody on that huge arena stage, show them all that rock and roll is not dead, with scintillating guitar solos, dueling bass guitars, thundering drums and amplifiers 90 feet high. Huh? Come on. Come on. Now, this one's for all of you fathers with daughters. Loved to watch her play in her sweet, familiar way. She had those little hands and feet, her eyes so quick to greet. yesterday. Let the message my usual way. She misses Daddy very much. It's just we're out of touch. Consupelo in el viento, Alessandra Odecia, quedar porque ella fuera mía. If a man were to give all he possessed for this love, it could never, ever be enough. For this love is stronger than the grave, my love. This love's flames are raging flames of burning fire. Set love as a flame to your heart, dear one. Set love as a jewel upon your arm. All the mighty rivers cannot quench love's flames, ne'er all the flooding rains may quench love's fire. Love's flickering, awesome flame, heavenly fire. Set love as a flame to your hearts, dear ones. Set love as a jewel upon your arms. All the mighty rivers cannot quench love's flames, ne'er all the flooding rains may quench love's fire. Love's flickering, awesome flame, heavenly fire.